All right, so we're live. I guess the first thing to check is to see if we have any volume. And I know the picture's kind of fuzzy, so I'm trying to clean the lens here. We're obviously not home. And if somebody could just let me know in the comments if you can hear me. Okay, so let's see. Ken wants to know that now that we're married, can we expect twins, freshman and sophomore? No, but you might see a couple of new puppies running around. I don't know. Thank you guys. Okay, loud and clear. Cool. We have a good connection. We are in IloIlo, in case you're wondering. We thought we would come up here. We spent 2 nights in Bacolod. There was enough of that. And now we just landed last night, or yesterday afternoon, actually, here in IloIlo. And we thought we would check it out because ever since the pandemic, we've been wanting to travel. And with the pandemic, we couldn't. So now we can. And so we took the car and we drove from Duma to Bacolod. And then we spent a couple of nights there. And then yesterday we took the ferry over here to IloIlo. And Mae's got video, unfortunately, of me putting the car on the ferry. Not my finest hour, but we'll bring it to you. And we haven't done a video for 3 or 4 days just because we've been traveling. So what we're going to try to do is do some video here around town, take a look at it as an option, as a place to live, and just give our honest feedback on that. Hit the like button. Thank you very much. That's all we ever ask for here when we're doing one of our ridiculous live streams. Let's see. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Here's Canine. Good morning, guys. Try to get through this comment section as quickly as possible. Let's see. Hi, Paul. Nice to meet you again. I like your stories. Well, thank you, Roger. So far, IloIlo is very flat. There's not very many mountains here. But the infrastructure is second to none. They are a very modern, progressive type of city. Bacolod, we were there 2 nights. I had no desire to look around. We pretty much just decompressed at the hotel. Took it easy. We're with another couple, so we're traveling with friends, and so far so good. And they're having a good time. We're having a good time. And it was time just to kind of get out and move about the cabin for a while, get out of Dumageddon. There's our old friend. How are you? When is the rainy season? Well, I think rainy season's over with, man. We got rained every day, 40 some odd days in January into February. And now it's warm and it's getting hot. So now I think it's hot. Paul, tired of Dumageddon? No, I'm not tired of Dumageddon. I like Dumageddon. I think that Dumageddon is still going to be the top of my list, but you don't know till you go. So we've been wanting to do this. We've been wanting to travel around, and today's the day. It's 8:19. We're going to cut the live stream off at 9 o'clock because we want to go and get out and about and look at stuff like rentals, what's available, what isn't, see the town, drive around, go that. Greetings from Chicago. Well, thanks for everybody for joining us here. Who is watching the dog? That's a question of the day. Well, married life is great. It is a beautiful day here in the Philippines. I learned from you that the Philippines is not from me. Well, then job done. Good. Because the last thing I want to do is use the word paradise, because it's not. So that's one of the goals, really. Unintended consequences, if you will, on the channel is try to be honest and truthful and show the good and show the bad. And a lot of guys come out here and say, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with the heat. I can't deal with poverty. I can't deal with trash, the uneven roads, all that kind of stuff. I saw Bud Brown's vlog. I did. He's my tightest guy out here. You know, we've been friends for going on 6 years, and he's back in the States, and I see his reverse culture shock. And he got a lot of views on that video. So I would encourage you guys to tune into Bud Brown and see what's happening with him. It looks to me like he's getting a little misty already for the Philippines, but that just may be because he's there, and it's reality setting in. I don't know if I could go surfing. Maybe they could surf. I used to surf back in the day. South of Duma, yeah, a lot of good diving out in Darwin in those areas there. Good morning, John. Thank you very much. I like the car. I like the car a lot. Car was cool driving up here. We got lost a couple times, but never for more than 15 minutes. We didn't have any real issues. Like I said, we got lost a couple times. We missed a turn here and there. It's hard for me to get Google Maps to stay connected while I'm driving. So having issues with that. But, you know, it's life. Hey, George, how you doing, man? From Korea. Randy, how are you, boss? Korea. Yee. Since you are old dog, should Bay now be known as Baby Pup? No, Baby Pup is Tada. That's the new new young dog. Tada, no, Tada is, hi, Joe Spice, how are you, buddy? Tada is not with us. We didn't see any pet-friendly hotels. As usual, I didn't plan anything. I just got here and then figured it out once we arrived. So we just looked up hotels when we hit town, came in, checked in, and went from there. But I knew that that's one of my questions is getting a dog on a ferry. In Dumaguete, it seems to be fairly difficult. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. But the whole thing about getting a dog from one island to the other is another thing I'm going to have to research. I heard that you have to have a cage, you have to have certification, you have to have this, you have to have that. And yet, from Bacolod to IloIlo, I didn't see it, but our traveling companions saw 2 dogs sitting in 2 different cars, just sitting there. So who knows? Young dog, I saw a picture of you when you first started your YouTube. You look so much better, happy, and healthy now in 2023. Well, thank you. That's what married life will do to you. It's nighttime in Virginia, yeah. 12 hours, 15 hours, whatever it is. Sorry for coughing, guys, but I've had this sinus infection cold for about 2 weeks. Hey, Tony, how you doing, boss? Gaylord stayed home. I was going to bring Gaylord, but I didn't think we would do any live stuff. And I just kind of got an inkling. I realized we haven't done a video for 4 or 5 days. So I figured, what the hell, we'll go live. Let's see, how did you guys get there where you are? Okay, fair question. We drove from Dumaguete to Bacolod. So that's Negros Oriental to Negros Occidental. That was about a 6-hour drive. We had pit stops. We had lunch. We didn't speed. We just took our time. And we got to Bacolod at night. And then we checked into a hotel. And then the next day, we were going to go exploring, but all 4 of us just said, you know what? We're in a decent hotel. It's got a roofside pool. It's got good food. And we got a massage. We treated ourselves to a massage. They had a special, $450 or something like that, baby? Yeah, $450 for a massage, 1 hour massage. So we said, what the hell? And we all just kind of decompressed and took a little staycation in Bacolod. And I knew when I got to Bacolod, after looking around a little bit, that it was just too crowded. It was too busy. It was too noisy. Granted, it's organized and they have street lights and all that happy stuff, but it was just too big. So I took it off my radar as far as a place to move to. Looking forward to moving here in 4 years. Yeah. Do it as soon as possible. Canton, Ohio's here, home of the Football Hall of Fame. Tucson, Arizona, thanks for coming along. Yeah, smash the like button. That's all we ask for. Is the weather? Yeah, you know what? We were talking about that in the car. My friend Joe that's with us, he said that it's actually more humid in Florida than it is here. But here it's hotter in the sun, if that makes any sense. So I know that outside in the Philippines, I can be standing in the direct sunlight and it just beats down on you. But if I move over 8 inches into a piece of shade, that stops. So it's an interesting kind of dynamic. Hey, Charles, glad to have you with us, man. I want to be Bud Brown when I grow up, too. Happy, nice, even keel guy. Pink hand waving from the YouTube experiment. Thank you very much. Would you let Mae drive back home? No, Mae's not quite ready for the car. Mae's had a tough time with the car so far, which surprised me because now she's an expert on the scooter. And there would be a day where Mae's just an expert on the car too. It's all mental. Lost is okay. No, that's what we were saying. I have this attitude that if we got lost on our little island, it's not the end of the world. There's always a place to pull off, and you can get a room somewhere. You have to spend the night. You have to spend the night. You know, things like flat tires and all that happen. So we had food, we had water. No one's going to get injured. No one's going to die. No one's going to starve. No one's going to go thirsty. And everybody's helpful. So it's really, really hard to have a bad trip here when you're traveling the way we are through the island, because there's all these little burgs, all these little barangays, all these little towns, and just about anything you need is there. Good morning, Scott. Let's see, trying to reach out to crew family. Yeah. I will put something for Monty in the description when this is done. Monty's in a bad way right now. Things blew up in his face with that business he sold in America. And Mike was very brave and did an interview with him, which was bound to bring out the snotty people in the world. And that's okay. I told him it comes with the territory, and he knows that. Mike's a big boy. But those interviews and those videos are challenging for guys like us to do because of the connotation it brings up. But my hat's off to Mike for doing that video for Monty. Yeah, Bud did seem a little sad. There's a word. He's kind of misty, I think, you know. I think he's also a little off balance. They're there with their kids. The topography is a lot different. He's out. It's not the desert, but it kind of is. It's kind of unattractive where he's used to this lush green banana trees and forest and all, and rivers and all that. So I think that has a thing on your psyche, you know, the topography. No Tada and no Gaylord on this trip. I didn't think we'd go live. If I knew we were going to go live, I would have brought Gaylord. He would have been back there on the bed. Did you deal with a car finance guy when buying your car? There's no upsell there. They don't offer extended warranties. They don't offer gap insurance. So not really. The salesperson and another guy did do the paperwork, but their primary function of the finance, well, we didn't finance it, we paid cash. So it may have been a different dynamic if we'd been making payments. I don't know. But they primarily just wanted to double, triple, and quadruple check that they had all the names and everything spelled right. And it only took about an hour and a half to do all the stuff at the dealership. Do I wish I'd gotten the car sooner? I think it happened just at the perfect time, to be quite honest with you. I've loved driving the scooter. And when we got the car December 28th. And the reason I remember that so well is because it's my oldest son's birthday. And the heavens opened up, and all of January it rained. And we had a car. So it was just like, wow, we would have been homebound practically for a month if we didn't have the car. So I thought the timing was just perfect. And Mae's only hit 2 people. Oh, Mae can run a lot faster than me. Option on American women retiring in the Philippines. Well, hi, Lisa. I just did a interview with an American woman that's retiring in the Philippines. Not actually retiring. She's working over here with her Filipino husband. And I think that what we're going to start seeing here, if I had the crystal ball in front of me, are more couples retiring here. Husbands and wives that, it's not the typical guy that's single and divorced and looking for a spouse or whatever. I think the trend is going to start turning slowly. I don't know if it even become a trend, but I think you'll see an uptick would be a better word for couples, Canadian, British, Australian, American, basically for the economics of it all. Just the fact that you can, I was talking to my tax lady on the phone because I had to do my taxes this year, and she's an American, I'm here obviously. And we were talking about the Philippines, and she asked me, how much rent do you pay? And I told her, well, I've got a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house for $380. And she lives in Los Angeles. I'll just say that. Bud's an island boy at heart. You can take the boy out of the island, but you can't take the island out of the boy. Yeah, it's true. God bless old Bud. I think he's getting a little misty already. Thank you very much, Unbreakable. Unbreakable, very nice lady, by the way. Outstanding human being right there. She's got a nice little channel. I strongly recommend you guys check out Unbreakable. She's just a good human being. Yeah, Gaylord got offloaded. It was interesting, though. Talk about that. Is driving into Bacala, there was a, a checkpoint. And they were checking for livestock. That was all about. I don't know, maybe Gaylord and or Tadal would have been offloaded there. I don't know. Yeah, where is Baby Mae? Baby Mae, they say it's better with you. What are you doing over there? You gonna come join me, or what are you doing?
No chairs.
Oh, no chair?
Yeah.
You want to sit down and I'll stand up?
It's okay here.
You want to make a guest appearance?
Yeah.
It is better with
Good morning, everyone. 400 people watching.
Heading back to Canada in 41 days and retire here soon. Good for you, Jack.
Green.
You know what? That just came on my radar. I was familiar with Texas Filipino. I'd seen his channel, but he does a lot of stuff with boats and cars, and I'm not into that, so I don't really follow him. But I just found out that he lives out here. So I did check into some vloggers that live out here, and basically what we're trying to do is when we end this in 25 minutes, we're going to get in the car and we're going to try to find some rental options, houses, condos, single family dwellings, things like that. And I'm just curious about what they look like, what they include, the pricing. What it seems to me, if I take this seriously, if IloIlo is like really on my radar, then I will make another trip out here. and Airbnb it or something like that for a couple of weeks and really do the nitty gritty stuff, get down, get funky, and see what's going on. From my initial impression, and I haven't left the house yet, is that I'm still going to find Dumaguete to be a superior place to stay, as opposed to this. As nice as it is here, for me, it's the mountains we were talking about.
Yeah.
I like the mountains, and I don't see any mountains here.
Yeah.
I like the forest. I like the greenery. This is much more metropolitan. There are a lot of food options here. We went to a great restaurant. In fact, they had two menus. One was regular and one was keto. And so I thought that was very, very, very progressive, I guess would be the word. And what else happened? There's coffee shops on top of coffee shops. So that fits my MO. Where did we go? The Monkey House or something like that? The Monkey something. And excellent food. A lot of options here. Very organized traffic. Very clean. Very clean. It's the cleanest city, I think, in all the Philippines. And in fact, we took a cab ride yesterday. Yeah. And the cab driver was telling us that every night they come out and street sweep and do all that kind of stuff. Yeah. The mayor is very progressive. They're working on burying. They're still working on it. It's not done, believe me. But they want to bury all the phone lines and the power lines underground, which would be a nice change. Hillbilly in Asia. Filipino wife and I are heading to her home in Cebu next month. We will be visiting Boracay and Camotes Island. Well, good for you, man. Yeah. 12-hour difference, yeah. Hey, Phil, when are you going to bring back Dean and his lipstick empire? Where's Harriet? I miss Harriet, too. Harriet the hater. Whatever happened to her? Oh, speaking of haters, I got a great email the other day from a guy I should read to you. I don't know if I should or not. Where's my phone, baby?
I charge.
Oh, you're charging it?
Yeah.
Paul, I was in my 20s when I taught my girlfriend to drive. I immediately began losing my hair. Every time I run there, I take off my hat and show her my bald head. You were smart to hire someone. Problem is, the guy we hired didn't have any patience and was yelling and screaming, and not screaming, but he was cussing, right? Wasn't he swearing? Yeah. Like F-bombs and all that kind of stuff, because May was nervous. And so we were not impressed with the driving school. I'm not going to name it, so I'm not here to disparage anybody. Maybe the guy had a bad day or a bad week. But
I think high blood.
She thinks everything's high blood. And so, what was I going to say? We got her cousin to come out and help her. And she's managed to go out twice and hit two people. So we're 100% as far as accidents. Car's got some nice new things in it. I'm very happy. We finally got that over with. Thumbs up for crazy people. Come on now.
Thank you, Spice.
That's all we ask for. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Sheila's job. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, we're having fun. It's a nice, easy peasy trip. A lot of first mistakes, a lot of confusion, like getting the car onto the ferry. Total chaos, total confusion. No clue. And they speak a different language out here.
Yeah, different language.
So my interpreter over here is not pulling her weight anymore because it's a different language. Yeah. So
like mixed Tagalog.
So they can get by. But we had to pay 4 different times. We had to pay 4 different people, 4 different things at the port. And there's no like go here or anything. There's no real work. Everybody knows what they're doing. But our first time, we didn't know what the hell we were doing. But the good news is it's all on video. So in the future, we'll be showing you that snafu. Angela City, how you doing, man? DJ Joe.
Good, Joe.
All the way from Plant City, Florida. Yo, Joe. Yo, Billy in Asia. Hello from Kentucky. Thank you very much, my friend. I don't know how much wisdom there is, but we try to put out what we can. Have you thought about the issues with China in your location? Well, I don't worry about that kind of stuff because I have no control over it. So China's going to do what China's going to do. I don't have any control over any of it. So I just live my life day by day. Oh, so you're thinking about, so Dave is thinking about coming to IloIlo. In 3 to 4 months, you're in Cebu now. We just met a subscriber from Cebu. We just had breakfast.
Yeah.
And got a photo with him. It's much more humid in the Mississippi. Yeah, it is. I've been to Coffeyville, Kansas, which is where my mother was born. I went there. So I've been to the Midwest in the summertime, and it's way worse humidity than here. Well, I don't know what NASA's going to tell us. Saskatchewan, that's my fishing hole, by the way. That's my favorite place to go fishing. Here's Roy. Here's the receiving team of the John Harper saga. Good job, Roy. Keeping the wheels on that bus. Never lost his tip. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, it is. That's one cool thing about this is being on an island is lost is I don't know. I mean, as long as you don't break down or go over a cliff or something, you're fine. You can go. We went down a couple of wrong roads, and we figured it out after about 10 minutes. We missed a turn, and because our Google Maps doesn't work, and we pulled into a gas station just at the right time. The guy said, "Hey, you missed your turn," and around we went. Hey, old dog, I hope you have more interviews with the doomsday lady, face orange, biting nails. Well, that was a woman that, and this is a snarky comment, which is fine. It's unnecessary, but it's fine. And she's simply on my channel. When I interview people, I do not interrupt them or debate them. I allow them to simply express what they think and try to show them respect for their opinions. I'm sure if I had you on there, it would be controversial. Let's see, Irving loves the place I dream, but you're the main man who loves the place I dream of, but never been. Oh, well, all you have to do is come here. Of course, that's easier said than done, I imagine. I think you're very articulate and a great interviewer. Your recent interview with Karen was excellent. Well, thank you. Actually, it was Karen that was articulate. And, I didn't know anything about her when I first met her. She approached me, I think, 3, 4, maybe 5 months ago at Ground Zero.
Yeah.
And just said, hello, I watch your channel, and I'm married to this Filipino. And I never really saw the guy. He just kind of took off. And they're both in the ministry. And I'm born again Christian. I've never made me, tried to hide that. It's just what I am. She's Catholic.
Yeah.
Every day she gets up and prays, and I don't. So there you go. And it's just our own personal belief systems. Karen is since 23 or earlier really involved in the ministry, and she's just sold out and radical for Jesus. And, those people are welcome on the channel. I'd like to have an atheist on the channel. I'd like to get all points of views. And again, I don't want to debate them. I just want to hear what they have to say. I just want to see where they're coming from and why they came from that point of view. I find that fascinating. I like diversity. How are plans to go out of the country going? Slowly. I can leave anytime I want, and so can May, for that matter. But we're waiting for our marriage certificate or license, one of the two. We've got one, we don't have the other. What we don't have is the official, I think it's a certificate from Manila, marriage certificate. Yeah. We were supposed to have that in 30 days, and they lost it. So they sent me a nice email, and they said, we're going to have to manually find it, and then we'll send it to you. We said, okay. So we're kind of waiting for that, because when we go, 2 things will happen. Number one, we'll have something that'll show that we're married. Even though we have a marriage license signed by the mayor, that's not good enough for them. It's not recognized by the Philippines. until it gets processed in Manila. So once they finish processing, they got to find it because they lost it. And then once they find it, they'll process it and then they'll send it to us by courier. Then May and I will hop on a plane, as we were going to do last month and didn't. And we'll go to Kuala Lumpur and we'll go for a couple, 3 days just to get her out of the country, get her another stamp on the passport. And then I'll get what's called a Balikbayan visa, which is good for 1 year.
1 year.
I hear rentals in Dumaguete are hard to find at a reasonable price. They are. Yeah, prices are going up. There's no doubt about that. It is more in the $500 range, depending on what you want. I think what's driving it are 3 factors. The first factor would be inflation. Number one, everything is going up in price. Cost of lumber, cost of nails, cost of cement, all that. The Philippines is not immune to it. So the building costs are going up. Labor prices are static, but building materials has gone up. Number 2 is there are more people moving here. So therefore the supply and demand thing comes into as a factor. And number 3, the houses that are being built these days are more Americanized. They're newer. They're coming with more accoutrements. They're coming with more amenities and like stoves and state-of-the-art air conditioning. And so they're going to command more money. So our little house is old school. It's got one little rattle trap air conditioner in the bedroom, but it cools it off.
Yeah.
It's got a shower with no pressure, but it's got hot water. So we just sort of like squat down and take our shower every morning. We don't have a proper oven. We just have a gas top. We don't have a microwave. We don't have this. We don't have that. And we don't really need it.
Yeah.
We just kind of get by with what we've got. But if we were looking at a place that had all that stuff, and for various, well, number one, the guy didn't want Tadab there, and that's fine with us. I understood that completely. Him and I are still best of friends, and he was going to be building some more stuff in the future, and I didn't want to listen to the noise. So we came to a mutual understanding. We were going to move into this guy's place. He's got 50 people waiting to rent it, so it's not like he's hurt financially from it. But we changed our mind, and he changed his mind, and we came to a mutual friendly understanding on that. So May and I are just going to stay put in our little house. It does the job. It's cool as hell at night. Again, things that I mentioned, like the lack of water pressure, the small kitchen, it's a little on the funky side. Again, it's not a deal breaker there. I can't see. I would rather spend $360 a month than $600 a month to do the same thing, which is sleep, eat, watch TV, take a shower. I would rather take that extra $200 and go on a trip like this and funnel the money that way if I'm going to spend it, or save it. May and I are big savers. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Martin.
We had the simplest of simple weddings. We didn't tell anybody we were getting married. We didn't say we're engaged. We didn't do anything. We never said a word about it to anybody. We just wanted to keep it under the radar. And when we had the wedding, a lot of people got their feelings hurt because they thought we didn't invite them. But we didn't invite anybody. The only people that showed up were 2 witnesses and some of May's family. So maybe 8 people were there, and the mayor. And then we took the family, which went from 8 people to 30 people because there was food involved. And so we took everybody out to the Lantau, and we bought everybody lunch and had a good time. And May's mother tried to steal the silverware. So, but that's another story. The last time, lady from the U.S. that you interviewed talked about in the Times, was curious how old your kids were. Since I've got 3, would be interested in how our children are doing in the Philippines. That would be an interesting. I would like to do a follow up with Karen. I would actually like to do a follow up with her and her husband. I found her to be very interesting. I've been wanting to do two things. I've been wanting to get a it doesn't have to be Caucasian, but I've been wanting to get an expat female, other than a 20-year-old Filipina. That's the normal kind of deal here. I've been wanting to get someone more age, probably Karen's in her 40s. She has a friend that's in her 80s that's living here. I'd love to talk with her. But I wanted to get a female's point of view, and I wanted to get a expat or foreigner point of view, female point of view on the channel of living here and what it's like for them. And would it be something they would consider? I had guys saying things like, well, we're trying to get away from Karens in America. I get it. I understand. But those type of people, the ones with the attitude and the nose rings and 14 things stapled in their face and screaming and yelling at men and crying, all that, they're never going to get on a plane and come here. All right. It's the women that are adventurous. They're kind of like one of the fellas anyway. Karen was really easy to talk to. She's just like, I don't know how to say it. She's like one of the guys. You just sit down and shoot the breeze with her. I've been watching your channel for a couple of weeks now. Sorry about that. Poor person. I got married to my wife in the Philippines and building a house in Samar. We were planning to move to Samar in the future. Good on you. The words to the theme of the show was "Get Lost." Oh, I didn't know that. Anthony Bourdain. I always said, man, whenever I turned on his show, I said, man, this guy got my life. I want to be him. And we ended up. Yeah, Monty is, he's kind of a victim of his own poor planning. I told him that to his face. He came out here on a wing and a prayer. But I also understand it. Monty did not have any real secure funds coming in. It was kind of like a handshake deal that he did. But he was also told by the doctor, you got 1 to 3 years to live. And so I think if I was in Monty's shoes, I would have done the exact same thing. I would have said, screw it. I'm going to hope this guy pays me. I'm going to hope things work out. And I'm going to go spend my last 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years with my wife and daughter. And unfortunately, the financial part didn't work out, but we're working on it behind the scenes. So stay tuned on that. And again, my hat's off to Mike for doing the video, because those are tough, dangerous videos to do. We got 7 minutes. I'm sorry, guys, that we're not getting through to everybody. I'm sitting here long-winded as usual. Yeah, well, here you go, Jeffrey. See, all you had to do was ask. That's because I'm so far behind. Yeah, we are on a road trip. So I'm going to jump through comments, guys, because I'm going to be bailing out. We're going to get going on the road here. Yeah, Bud's. I'm going to be talking to Bud personally. I'm going to give him another week or two, and then I'm going to call him up and and we might do a live stream, like a split screen live stream, and bring everybody up to date. Hey, good to see you as always, Jamie. Thanks for joining, brother. We have been to, did we go to SNR yesterday?
No.
What mall did we go to?
SM Mall.
Oh, SM. Yeah. We went to SM Mall, and we saw maybe 10% of it. But that's where we got my t-shirt.
Yeah, IloIlo.
See, I've been to IloIlo, and I got
t-shirt.
the t-shirt to prove it.
Yeah, souvenir.
Let's see, Paul thought you were going to buy a Cushman type of vehicle, the ones that you see the meter maids driving in the States. But it's not in its comfort zone. Yeah, it's going to be a learning curve. It's right. It's reverse culture shock. An hour and a half, nice. Things go wrong. You can take longer than that to rent a car. Yeah, for sure. Whatever happened to the guy from Ecuador? I think Ecuador. That's Nicaragua. That was Dean. Dean got in some kind of trouble. And I was going to have Dean on every Valentine's Day. I thought that would be fun because he was Mr. Rotation with the girls, which is all a big whoop-de-doo. And he was a lot of fun. But I think he's missing an action. Good morning, Greg. Thank you very much. A few weeks ago, you had an interview with your non-jab friend. Was he able to find a Filipino girl for a wife who was also non-jabbed? I don't remember who that was. You don't have to be vaccinated to come over here anymore. So it's kind of a moot point. An interview with a non-jab friend from the U.S. Was he able to find a wife who's also... I don't know, brother. I don't really remember who that was. I'm sorry. Because the vaccination thing's over with. You don't have to be vaccinated. That was with Charles Schwab. And then Navy Federal Credit Union does that also. Laughlin, Nevada's here. Northern Virginia.
Northern Virginia.
What is Mae doing right now? She's just sitting here with me.
Sitting in the floor.
Sitting on the floor. God bless her. First time we're here. Well, smashed.
Wow,
welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Hit the like button. It's free. It is free this week. We have 600 people on here. If I don't get 600 likes, I'm going to cry the rest of the day. We have got 4 minutes, and then we've got to meet our friends. Thank you very much. I enjoyed it. Thank you. Yeah, I like to get different opinions and different people who are outspoken. And you know what? She's speaking from her heart, and she's speaking about what she believes. And the truth is a powerful thing. So whether you agree with her or not is a moot point. I think it's fun. Like I said, I'd like to have an atheist on the channel and hear what they have to say too. I just think people are interesting. Drug-free life here is easy peasy, man. It really is. I was on, not drugs necessarily, but I was on a bunch of domestic medications, and I don't take anything now. No, we did not move to a new place. I was talking about that earlier, Sean. That fell through. It's quieted down a lot where we live, so there's not so many people driving by. That season seems to be over with, and people are cool. There's Danny. There's the dude. What's up, dude? Dude's a drummer. Yeah, I would agree with you. There's, I don't know if it's just going to be the Philippines. I think it's going to be a lot of different places. South America, all of Asia. Just depends on what your button is. Mexico, like Bud. But inflation, I was going to do a video called The Inflation Vacation, but I already kind of did that when I was talking about Dean in Nicaragua. That, even if you were all set in America, your house was sold and you're just kind of biding time or whatever, and you don't really want to live overseas, if nothing else, you could just pick up and move to, say, Vietnam, Philippines, which is very visa friendly, and take a break from inflation for a while. Just save your money. I have saved money for the last 5 years. Just off of Social Security, a minimum of $300 a month, which allowed me to buy a car 5 years later and pay cash for it. There's 4 bases that are being built in the Philippines now. What are the requirements? Passport, brother. And you have to do I would recommend Jennifer Terry. There's some sort of e-arrival card that you have to fill out. I forgot the name of it, but it's a thing you put on your phone. It takes 5 minutes. May and I did it.
Yeah, before.
It keeps changing names.
E-card?
E-card or something like that. But if you watch a woman named Jennifer Terry, in fact, Mike's Philippines Retirement has Jennifer Terry on as a guest on his latest video. And she's got all the information about travel, updated stuff, problems at airports, good things at airports, what you need, and up-to-date information. She follows it and is an expert. We just got from Bacolod. We went to
Yeah.
Bacolod, and
Only in the Robinson.
we only went to one place. We went to Robinson's Mall, and we took a look around, and I said, let's get the hell out of here. And I didn't care for Bacolod. No disrespect to Bacolod, but it's just too big. It's too noisy. Yeah, there's too many people. It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah.
We like a little more province life. Are you going to take all? Nope. In fact, I'm a minute over. I'm going to stay on for a couple more minutes. I apologize. We are not going to get to all the comments. This is where we lose about 15 or 20 subscribers because people get mad and I don't care. It's all good. If you get mad and want to unsubscribe, go right ahead. I apologize. Every time we do a live stream, people get mad. Treats for Tada. Thank you very much, Joe Spice. Tada's going to love her treats. We are in IloIlo. And this will be an easy replay for you guys because it's only going to be a little over an hour. We have to meet our friends downstairs. We're going to go driving around, and we are going to go check out IloIlo. Cebu is overcrowded. Yeah, I just bumped into a subscriber downstairs, real nice gentleman and his girlfriend. He's here on vacation from Cebu. Here's an interesting question or statement. How are you? I want to marry a Filipina girl and move to the Philippines, but I'm afraid I would miss my kids. Well, two options. You can always, three options. I don't know how old your kids are, but number one, they can get their asses on a plane and come visit their father or mother. The voice of conscience. I don't know if you're male or female. Marry a Filipina girl, so you're a man. Okay. So they can get on their asses on a plane and come see you. Number two, you can go back at any time, like I did last year, and see your family. Yeah. And there's always Skype. There's always Zoom. And, kids are meant to, be uncleaved from their parents and go off and make their own lives. And so, yeah, you'd miss them, but I don't know. I'm not being your voice of conscience here, but I got the impression, or I have the impression that it's time to be selfish. You only have a few years left at this stage of the game. And I'm sure you've done a lot as a good father, put them through school, took care of them, bandaged the bruised knees, and fed them, housed them, educated them. They need to understand it's your turn. Okay, look me up, man.
Michael.
Here's a good question. 0.
Do you know any Tagalog? You know speak Tagalog?
No. So I'm skipping through a bunch of comments, guys. I apologize. There's my buddy.
China Day.
China Day was like my savior when I went to America last year. Let's see. Do I ever get mad? Yeah. I get mad all the time. But it lasts for about 2 minutes. I get mad, and then it lasts for about 2 minutes. And I try to, I throttle it a lot. Because as I am here longer, I get less and less and less mad. Like, we got lost on the trip. I keep saying that. I never got mad. I just expected it. Every time I do something for the first time, this is the first time we drove a car across the island. I said, well, this isn't going to go good. And it actually went a lot better than I thought it would. Every time I leave the house, I expect failure. If we're going to go buy something or look for something or pick something up, we know there's a 50-50 chance we're not going to get it. Yeah. So why get mad? Just, live to fight another day. Let's see, does English thing come? It does. I mean, so far, we've just been in hotels. But it seems like really good here so far. But that will come later. We were in a taxi yesterday. And the guy spoke good enough English.
Yeah.
The people here at the front desk are perfect English.
Yeah, very entertaining.
Very nice guys. Very good service here.
And Bacolod too, very nice.
And very good in Bacolod also.
Yeah.
Everybody. So I'm so sorry, kids. I'm just scooting through comments. We're supposed to be downstairs like 10 minutes ago. Coffee for 2 on me and my family. Well, thank you, John,
Thank
very
you.
much. We appreciate that. May looks great. She has a nice tan. Yeah, you're getting darker. You're a little merino girl.
Yeah. I pick up the pillow. Marina.
Thank you very much. Well, I know that this is, let's see. Would like to see more with Ann Breakable. Yeah, Ann Breakable is a super nice person. She really is. And I would, she's got a really, really, really good soul. So we'll take a couple more. And then, you know what? Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you, Pat.
And you know what? We're going to finish with
Mario.
Joe Bananas. And I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, this is just an impromptu deal.
Joe Banana.
Peace out, folks. So we'll end that with that. Peace out to everybody. And hit the like button. And most likely, I understand that I'll lose some subscribers because we didn't answer comments. But we will see you next time. And we're going to have some videos up about good old-fashioned IloIlo.
Yeah.
It's a place so nice. They named it twice.
Yeah, very clean.
All right. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.